Good morning, how are you? This is Black Crow Walking, coming to you from Australia, and we're bringing you a study of A Course of Love by Mari Perron. We're up to chapter 14, verse 9, and believe it or not, you can start this beautiful book anywhere and it will blow you out of the water. It's just unbelievable that two verses can just change your whole life in an instant. And that's what it's doing for me. So I thought I'd share it with you today. So verse 9 in chapter 14. Think ye not that reason opposes love? For love gives reason its foundation. The foundation of your insane world is fear. The foundation of heaven, your true home, is love. And that's here right now. That's what you're creating, heaven or hell, right now. The same world based upon these different foundations could not help but look quite different. Your ideas of love, however, fit your goal of separation as neatly and conveniently as does your idea of heaven. Much more is demanded of those you love than of any of your brothers and sisters. The more that is required is all to feed your idea of your own separation. You look for constant verification that this one you love loves you in return. And if this attention is not provided, you feel you have cause for claiming wounds that cannot be healed and reparation that cannot be paid. For you thus hold the one you love the most in the greatest bondage, and call that bondage a relationship. It's true, eh? You know, we're always saying, do you love me? Do you love me? You know, the pressure we put on the other person in relationship is creating a bondage. It's creating a need to perform for the other person. That's not a relationship. It's not heaven. It's separation, really. And it causes a disconnect in the other. Okay. This cannot be the most clearly seen in relationship. This can be most clearly seen in relationships that were once everything to you and have since failed you. This can be a memory of any relationship, and each of you has one. It can be a parent and child, of best friends, or a marriage and a partnership, or even that of a mentor and student. Whatever the relationship's configuration, it was one that truly brought you joy, and within it you were happy and felt as if you needed nothing more than this. It was a relationship so intense that at its peak you would have begun to see its continuation without change as the major goal of your life. Without it, life would not be worth living, and so it is necessary to retain it at all costs. Don't we cling to the ones we love as if this is the moment, this is all there is, this is heaven on earth, so let's not change it. Let's be this way for the rest of our lives. But change happens. Change is always here. Change is here because the universe is in constant motion and change. And if you want to experience evolution of you, then you need to move and change with every moment. Locking people into the way that you want them to be in your head does not allow you to see their changes, does not allow you to come closely into the intimacy of their growth. And that creates a foundation of fear. Fear of losing them, fear of them being different, fear of the things that happen to them, afraid that when they go out they might be hurt, blah, blah, blah. And it creates the opposite of love, which is fear. It is not the truth. It's the law of chaos. That's what that is. Let the law of reason come in now. And let that reason show you love as it truly is in its happiness, peace, and freedom form. So your ideas of love, however, fit your goal of separation as neatly and conveniently as does your ideas of heaven. For what you require of love is to set it apart and make you special. That's a superior word, that someone is special. We're all the same energy. We're all the same energy. How many times do I have to say that? It's like this superior language that we have just drives me crazy, because when you say someone's special, you're inferring that somebody else isn't. And what would it be like if you could see us all equal as we are? That we're all the same energy as we are. And that's why the Native American Indians sit in circle. They don't put someone out the front and put them up on a pedestal and make them more intelligent or more spiritual. They simply share together from the circle, and they speak with respect, and they listen to the speaker without trying to form ideas of what you're going to say next, but rather truly embracing what is being said. And if you want to explore that more, come join my free NVC class, where you learn to create a space for someone to be seen and heard. So if you're in demand, if you're demanding that your brothers and sisters be the way you want them to be, and you've got these ideas of specialness happening, you look for constant verification that this is the one you love, loves you in return. And if this attention is not provided, you feel you have cause for claiming wounds that cannot be healed and reparation that cannot be paid. You thus hold the one you love the most in the greatest bondage, and call that bondage a relationship. Wow. As a marriage celebrant, which I am, I watch people make these forever commitments to each other and put each other in bondage. And I don't mean physically, I mean verbally, through their marriage vows. This can be most clearly seen in relationships that were once something to you and have since failed you. Divorce. This can be a memory of any relationship, and even of you has, and every one of you has one. Each of you has one. It can be a parent or a child, best friends, a marriage, a partnership, or even that of a mentor and student. Whatever the relationship's configuration, it is one that truly brought you joy, and within it you were happy and felt as you needed nothing more than this. It was a relationship so intense that at its peak you would have begun to see its continuation without change as the major goal of your life. Without it, life would not be worth living, and so it was necessary to retain it at all costs. And being a Cancerian, I know about that. I know what that's like, because I can't, no, can't. I, I get upset when people fade out of my life, and yet I should rejoice because they're moving on with their own adventure and their own life changing patterns and moving into evolution of themselves as they move on from me. But the Cancerian me, the family orientated, wants to go, gather you all in and keep you here in my heart. And it's not like that. It's accepting and surrendering to other people's journeys and where they need to create their own life and take themselves. Blessed beloved, I love you. Have a good day and just simply notice, create space today to notice yourself and what you're clinging on to and what you don't want to change. Bye for now.